Basically, Bass Mafia Tackle stores, we got a handful of new product this year for 2016. We've raised the lid, or I should say we've raised the bar in tackle storage. Basically in the past, you struggle with these oversized crankbaits. That's a 6XD. This is an 8XD. This is a bait that's, close to 5 inches long. Basically now, set that sucker in there. Because you're always in a hurry when you're fishing. Like, you don't want to have to dig around. And what's the bad thing about laying these crankbaits over sideways is when you pull one out, you pull out 9 more. So now you got to go through a detangling all the time. Well, the deal with this box, shuts right up. Okay, I'm out there fishing. I broke my plug off. I got a hot school I need to re-rig. You just flip the box open. I mean, does it get any more simpler than that? You can see every color, And I'm bad. I'm a tackle junkie. I'm bad at just pile stuff on top of each other. The big deal about this is it's keeping it organized. And it's something I struggle with. I really do. And I think everybody out there does that has a lot of tackle. The simpler, the better. The simple way to organize it is the best way. Because efficiency. Because that's the main thing. Because I'm tournament-minded, tournament fishing. I want to be efficient. I don't want to be looking for something. I want to be able to just reach right in there and get it out and get at it. So that's our crankbait box.
3, 2.
How many plastic bags? Now think about this. How many plastic bags does every fisherman go through out there? I mean, the first thing you've done is now because you've been in a hurry and you didn't put the crankbait back up where it was supposed to, so you just threw it in your big box and you open it up and you grab I'm gonna say a Ziploc. That'll be a generic name for a plastic bag. You rip it out and the crankbait's torn a hole in it. Now you got worms sticking out, but you ain't got time to fool with it because stuff's happening. So we just made a better mousetrap. Just a heavy version of that. This is the other deal. Just stick it in a bag, stick it in your rod box, whatever, sealed up water. You don't worry about it, you can run it across some hooks. You don't have to worry about tearing a hole in it. You think, man, how simple is a plastic bag? But it's not that simple. Because nobody's made one that holds up to a fisherman. Because we're in a hurry and we're rough on our tackle. We're rough on everything. Spinnerbaits. One of the hardest things there is that organized. And I'm just going to tell you, there's been a lot of spinnerbait boxes made. There are boxes out there, where you stack them, but you run into that same deal, just like the crankbait. When you go pull that spinnerbait out, then you pull 3 or 4 of them out. This way, you're keeping them dry. These boxes come standard with 25 pouches. Will hold up to 65. Hold 380 hack attack jigs. I mean, whatever you need to put in there, bladed jigs, spinnerbaits. I mean, as far as that goes, you can put terminal tackle in there. Yes, it is the perfect spinnerbait box, but it, whatever you need. You need to hide money from your neighbors. What about that? A little couple $100 bill stacked right in there between the spinnerbaits. Nobody'd ever look. That's what I'm probably more excited about the package than I am the box, to be honest with you. But the main thing about all the Bass Mafia storage system is durability. I mean, because you never know. When you look down, you're catching them every cast, and you look down to get you another spinnerbait out, and you look up, and here's old poachers showed up. So the good thing about one of these boxes, does a good job of running people off that are not supposed to be there, if you know what I mean. But honestly, out of all the new stuff, I'm excited about all of it. But if you're a flipper, you spend so much money on tungsten weights. I mean, 1 ounce and a half weight costs $11, one weight. And a lot of times what happens to us, we travel around so much, so, maybe the weight that's most common to use is a 3/8, so you're using them all the time. Well, them ounce and a half weights banging around in that box for 2 months, and then you need to use one, then you reach in there, and all the paint's gone off of it. And then, not that they won't bite one without paint on it, but I bought it painted, I want it to stay painted. So that's the deal with these boxes. You put your hooks, oh, look, looks like a hack attack flipping hook in there, and it'll hold a bunch of them. But the main thing is it keeps everything dry, it's durable storage, and when I get ready to use a green pumpkin weight, it's green pumpkin. I don't want all my weights to be silver. And that's another thing, you're in a hurry. Things happen. probably one of the hardest things on tungsten weights is riding up and down the highway. It's not beating around in the boat. It's all those miles that we drive going to the lake. And you know what? I guess with the economy, the highways are not as good as they once were. Let's see what else we got here. It's got all kinds of good stuff. And how about that ice chest back there? Little Mafia box. I mean, you never know when you're going to need to, if your neighbor went to looking for them $100 bills, you might need to stuff him someplace. That's the deal, right there. It'll hold 2 or 3 neighbors if you need it to. They just have to be small ones, or maybe in smaller sizes. I think this is where I keep them shut. No, it's not. Let's get it. This is a new box out. Will be out shortly. You can put jerk baits, A-rigs, if that was legal. Any kind of illegal paraphernalia you can put in here too, where it serves many purposes. But really, all of our stuff is top quality, everything we got. Because we at Bass Mafia, we understand that stuff's gonna get beat up. I mean, it's just what happens. I mean, fishing is hard on equipment. It rains, the next day it doesn't rain. So you gotta have stuff. This is the deal. There are jerk baits in here that cost $35 a piece. Why would you pay a $35 jerk bait and put it in a $4 box? I'm about out of anything to say. I'm just gonna let this stuff speak for itself.